If you are planning to book or have already booked a Disney Wish cruise, you'll want to watch this video. We went on the Disney Wish. It was our very first cruise and we went to the Bahamas. So first off, join the Facebook group. Not only are there passenger organized fun things you don't want to miss out on, but also if there's anything that happens on board that maybe you're curious about, there's likely a conversation about it. And if you like to read through those comment sections like I do, you'll find it worth your while. That is, if you have good Wi-Fi. Generally the Wi-Fi is pretty dismal, so we paid for Wi-Fi. Next tip, decorate your door. You might even get a Zeus approved magnet like we did on our door from a fellow passenger. Or better yet, you get magnets and award your favorite passenger doors. At the least, it's just fun to show off what characters you love and a little bit about your personality on your cabin door. Our kids still brag about our door getting awarded by a fellow passenger. Next tip, pack a day bag with swimsuits or whatever else you might think you need, especially if you want to hit the pools first thing before everyone else boards the ship. Your luggage may take a few hours to be delivered. Speaking of luggage, check the list of cannot bring on board items. I have told you enough times to leave your rice cooker at home. So some are obvious and some not so obvious items, like a baby monitor. Also, you may be able to still bring them, but the security will check it, and if it passes inspections, they will return it to you. One of my absolute favorite things on the Disney Wish is a nightly event called the Kiss Goodnight, which is in the Grand Hall. So if you can manage to stay up until midnight, this is a must not miss moment. I heard there was a special surprise at midnight in the Grand Hall. My daughter and I stayed up late on our last night and laid on the floor in that middle of that atrium lobby, and a few minutes passed and then the clock struck midnight, and I'm only going to show you a small snippet because this is something you should experience without me giving it all away, but if you're a Cinderella fan, then it is extra special. If you've really been eyeing one of those treats, especially at Joyful Sweets that do cost more money, but you can have it delivered at the end of your meal in the rotational dining rooms. Our boys ordered ice cream sundaes to be delivered after dinner. They gave us our receipt when we went to Joyful Sweets and then told us to give it to our server toward the end of our meal. We gave him a heads up when our dining first started and then gave him the receipt when our entree was served. So check the Navigator app, and if none of the desserts are speaking to you on the menu for that night, swap it out for some gelato or a chocolate memory orb to enjoy at the end of your meal. Okay, next tip, consider skipping the port and staying on the ship. We did a 4-night cruise and realized the real cruise veterans stayed on the ship. So depending on what experience you're looking for, the port experiences are really cool, but they do come with a cost. So if it's just a cost thing, or maybe you just want to enjoy all the amenities on the ship without everybody else, especially if you want to ride something like the Aqua Mouse with little to no lines, enjoy the pools, enjoy the kid clubs, and not have to wait your turn and things, there's going to be far less people on board when the ship is at port. We did get off the ship in Nassau. We did have a good experience and a good time, but next time I'd really think about just staying on the ship when it's at port. Our 4-night cruise was just not long enough to experience everything we wanted on the ship. Now this is a personal favorite because I love a guided tour. So for the ultimate deep dive into Disney magic and history and those behind the scenes things, do the Art of the Theme tour. And you can even do it more than once. This was hands down my favorite tour on the Disney Wish. I did it again on the Disney Fantasy. I will always do this tour. Forget just spotting a few hidden Mickeys. This adult-only tour, so yes, throw those kids in the kids club, dives deep into those incredible details and storytelling baked into every corner of a Disney cruise ship. What's even cooler is it's different with every host, so you can do it more than once and learn new secrets each time. For example, did you know the light in Nightingales, the Cinderella theme lounge, are actual music notes from the song in Cinderella? So seriously, so cool. You'll discover so many fun, hidden Disney details around the ship that you would never notice otherwise. It truly makes you appreciate the Imagineering genius. And the guides once said in a tour I was in that they have multiple hours of material to choose from. And so again, this is going to be different every time, and different tour guides are going to give different perspectives. So feel free to do it more than once. They offer it a few times over the week when you're on the ship. Okay, and don't forget to send a postcard from Castaway Cay. This is such like a fun, old school touch that I think a lot of people don't take the time to do or forget about, but we loved sending our grandparents and friends postcards from Castaway Cay. Disney has its own post office right on the island. You can buy stamps and send postcards directly from that island and mail them to anyone you want. It's a unique souvenir if you want to send one to your own house to save, and a fun way to share your trip with family and friends back home. They'll even get a special Castaway Cay postmark. So continuing with Castaway Cay, there are a lot of things that are complimentary, from your beach towels to your beach chair, although you will have to speed walk race to those beach chairs if you want a good spot. The lunch is included and life jackets also. You do need to rent those inner tubes, but the ice cream I'm eating in that inner tube is free. I have heard that there are sand toys available to buy. We brought some of our own, those collapsible buckets, and a few shovels. I always buy more robust shovels because the cheap ones that you get in the packs just never last. They always break. We also have this really cool surfer toy that we recently got. We didn't have it for this trip, but I have to show a clip of it from our more recent trip to California. Another thing we were happy that we had were waterproof phone pouches. I had one for myself and for my husband. They actually even worked well enough to get some footage underwater, which I've shown throughout this video. Not perfect, not like the highest quality, but kind of cool, especially when you are exploring the different parts where you can snorkel around Castaway Cay, where there are really cool special surprises and statues and things throughout the water that you snorkel and find, like a treasure hunt. So definitely worth bringing waterproof phone pouches. You could bring your own snorkel gear or rent some there also. So those are a few things that we learned along the way on our Disney Wish cruise and Castaway port to the Bahamas. And if you're wondering, do I need a passport to go to the Bahamas? You're not alone. I'll link the video where we break down our experience cruising to the Bahamas without a passport. Hit subscribe and make those memories.